Yeah, I'm Matt Horgan. I'm Business Development Manager for Calumino. We are a smart thermal sensing company, so we have a proprietary thermal sensor and we also develop kind of the computer vision and artificial intelligence around the sensor, so we can extract data from the environment. We can extract, we do things like people counting, fall detection in the built environment, so for healthcare and aged care facilities. The people counting for commercial buildings, so space utilization. We can do fire detection. So we do a lot of different data analysis and extraction using the thermal kind of spectrum. So a thermal sensor sees the heat of the environment around us. So heat emitted by humans or heat emitted by objects. So that's what Calumino do. And then, of course, we've moved on to the RTS, the Rapid Thermo Screener, which is our new product to help combat COVID. But I think we're getting to that next.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to ask you about that. I mean, is the RTS a brand new product, or was it something you guys were working on in the background for a little bit?
Yeah. So the RTS, the core of it is our core sensor, which we call the Calumino thermal sensor. And no, we hadn't been working on it. So we understood in theory that our sensor was highly accurate with very accurate temperature measurements. But it so happened that our use cases prior to COVID were more about, as I was saying, spatial information. So seeing what people in the room, where they are, if they've fallen over, things like that. So not actually high accuracy temperature information. So once we realized we could use our sensor for, thermal sensing, face temperature sensing super accurately, we ran some tests, did some preliminary testing, and we found that it was very usable as a face temperature screener. So, detect human face temperature, which then is correlated towards having a fever, which is the number one symptom of a virus, including that of COVID-19. So yeah, we did some testing very quickly, some rapid prototyping, and realized we could have a really good product to help combat this situation.
Who on the team came up with the idea to use your tech for this purpose? I mean, it seems like that's I feel when stuff like this pandemic happens, a lot of people just kind of panic and freeze. But to react in the way you have done, I mean, what's kind of behind that, or is that like a kind of mindset or mentality that's across the company?
It's definitely, I guess we know thermography, which is the use of these sensors to study the heat signatures. So it's an area of that's well understood, and that it has been done in the past to detect face temperature. So we knew it existed, and the fact we were able to come to a decision and pivot so quickly, I guess, because it is a mentality we have. We're always kind of full force into whatever goal we're trying to achieve, and I guess, being a smaller startup, we're able to be very dynamic and agile, and all meet, as kind of the managers and the founders, and come with a quick decision. And basically, we have, as I said, small team, and we can pivot very quickly. It's not like a big business or even a medium-sized business where it has to go through a lot of bureaucracy, and strategy. We kind of just thought, okay, there's a huge demand here. We kind of crunched the numbers and did our market research very quickly, and yeah, I mean, within a week, we were basically started product design. Yeah.
In terms of early adopters, who have you guys got on board?
Yeah, so we've got various companies. I mean, so internationally and nationally. So we've got an airport, Qatar Airport, a mining company in Queensland. We've got some commercial building real estate clients. We're talking with aged care facilities, getting to get visitors back in there. I mean, really any of the built environment where people are trying to go back to normal, and they're trying to find a simple solution, to do a pre-screening to screen people safely and effectively.
How difficult is it to go from, okay, we have the technology, we could use it for this, to actually having an MVP or an actual working product? I mean,
it's pretty difficult. I haven't seen something go from day zero to its completed product so quickly before. Luckily we resourced. I mean, and also we got. I mean, crazily, we got broke down. We kind of had to disperse from the from the office at one point. So we had lab equipment in one of the engineers' house. We had other lab equipment in another house, kind of doing calibration here, and then the second stage calibration there, and really trying to coordinate. I mean, and it was really a 24/7 kind of endeavor for a month. But everyone was really driven, and I think having a very defined goal was really good. And it has a lot of meaning behind it. We really have a great product that really does an excellent job, and it was really cool to apply our technology to this new use case.
So obviously you're speaking to Qatar Airport and the mining company in Queensland and a few more people. I mean, what happens next? What does the next few months look like for Calumino and the product?
Yeah, so I should mention, so our quickest kind of to market approach was to get this standalone RTS device, which is like kind of a DSLR camera sized device with a visual camera as well, which does the face detection. And once a face is detected, it'll do the temperature scan. And that just basically comes with a tabletop tripod, and it's really plug and play. It's USB into a laptop or tablet. And so that was our quickest way. And the software runs, on the tablet. That's where like the computing's done, or on the computer. And that is the quickest way to get an effective product out to market. And so what we're focusing on now is customers who have now validated the tech. They're very interested in taking our thermal modules and integrating it with their systems. So we're working very closely with a couple of customers on integrating into access control systems. So then it becomes, part of the employees or people entering a building. When they check in or scan their card, they will also have to get temperature scanned. And that could be anonymous, or it can identify who they are and keep a record, like a temperature credential is what you would call it. So that's really exciting. So we're looking at the next step, because, speaking to a lot of different people in industry, government, and customers, they're seeing, so security and access control customers, for example, are seeing this temperature credential as being something that might hang around a lot longer than we originally thought. It's not just this. It's kind of maybe a new school of thought where this screening process, so for example, for elevated temperature, which is related to fever, might become a kind of commonplace process when entering buildings, and especially, when entering, any place, commercial, hospital, that kind of thing.
Have you guys been thinking even past the rapid thermal screener to, how it could, like, how you could almost turn it into like some sort of, I don't know, like mobile phone app or something like that, where people could do it at home and stuff like that? I mean, like, because things are happening so quickly, are you still able to maybe plan more products down the line?
Yes, I mean, we're really interested in, so we're a technology company. We have the sensor, and we have the we can help with the IoT solution. That was what we had been previously doing with another of our products called Eve Care, which is like an aged care monitoring solutions. But we are really leveraging, relationships with partners with who have existing products that want to integrate our tech with them. And so, for example, we're integrating with a customer for an iPad-based solution, which we hadn't done before. We hadn't done any software integration with Apple, so that's really exciting. And so we're kind of looking to partner and integrate to make new products.
So it's super exciting times for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, are you exhausted? Are you like on a bit of a high, or what?
I know it's really both. I mean, it's tiring, but it's been because it's been nice and focused on a goal, because of our sensor technology. It's a platform technology. It has application in, as I was saying, smart buildings and security, and then healthcare and aged care. So it's a platform, and we try and support kind of the different verticals. But this is very much, we have this defined goal. We want to make a very accurate temperature screening device. So it's been a nice kind of change up of product, the way to think about our product, but super tiring. But it's been motivating as well, for sure.
Last question for you is that the biggest lesson that you've learned that you could share from the last maybe 6 weeks or 2 months?
I think it's always that, being a startup, you want to appear, you want to satisfy all inquiries, from, because you get these exciting inquiries from big names, internationally, nationally, from big companies who are really excited about your technology, and they might want you to move in a certain direction with them. And it could be an excellent move, but unfortunately, we have certain bandwidth, and we're really trying to make something that's excellent. And in this case, make something excellent in as quickly of a time period as we can, because it's important to get this stuff out. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you have to learn how to say no to certain things, and try and say yes to the right things. You can't spread yourself too thin, and you have to focus on your original goal. I think is important.